Hey guys, welcome to DCP Talks. I am author Stephen Candace, and I always focus on my podcast on my website where you can get the events. This is the last episode of this year. We'll be starting back in February. Okay, DCP Talks. You can find all the information on www.authorstephencandace.com. There you go. Now, I have written so many books out there, and I've got 2 right now being more completed on Audible. I have 23 on Audible, with 2 more being done, and over 40 books. So why not try to get my books out there like everybody else? TikTok, Instagram, Threads, Facebook. Give me a holla. Holla Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody. It is time for a good year. It's that time of season again. We're going to cover 2 of everything about Christmas to me. This is what I love about Christmas, and this is why. I am a fiend. My house is decorated the minute you walk in the front door, all the way to the bathroom in the back of the house, and even going upstairs. It is just one of those times a year where you just have to let it be and be yourself. I would like to thank everyone this year for helping me out with their sponsorship. We have Sparkle and Soar. You can reach them on Facebook, which is amazing, out of Niagara. We also have Elk Artwork out of Niagara, and they also have elkartwork.com. And we also have Kiwi Productions, and they can be reached at kiwiproductions.com. There you go. Thank you very much for your help and your sponsorship, and it's wonderful. So now let's get to last podcast of this year. Is my Christmas podcast. Jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Man, I'm telling you what, I would discuss what I like about Christmas, like I said. Now, you can give me your feedback, and you can holler at me and tell me what you think, and it's okay, ain't gonna hurt my feelings. I've been told before. Okay, and that's at authorstephencandace@gmail.com. Now, let's get to this. Now, we're gonna bust this right out because I'm gonna give you what I think is my favorite 10 Christmas movies. So when we're talking about the 10 Christmas movies, okay, my first and foremost is The Grinch That Stole Christmas, the original, like 1968 version. I also love the fact that White Christmas is one of my next favorites. We have Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. We have Frosty the Snowman. Home Alone has really kicked it in with Home Alone 2. I love that. The Grinch That Stole Christmas, the new one with Jim Carrey. And then we have Christmas Vacation. I like Jack Frost. I love The Cranks. And we have Scrooged. But there are so many movies that I know I missed, but there are so many. But my gems, my go-tos, the first one I always watch is The Grinch That Stole Christmas. Okay, that's my movies. Now, let's talk about my favorite songs. I mean, my number one song is probably That's What Christmas Means to Me. Then it's I'm Dreaming of a White Christmas. Then we have Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree. I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus, both versions, John Mellencamp, and Michael Jackson with the Jackson 5s. I like Oh Santa by Mariah Carey. I like Sleigh Bells, okay? And then I also like All I Want for Christmas Is You, Have a Holly Jolly Christmas, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Now, one of my first movies I really ever remember watching was Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I was fascinated when I was about 7 or 8 with my elbows up and my face and laying on the floor watching the fact that this little claymation has got my attention to no end. I loved Rudolph. I felt like Rudolph. I felt like I was being picked on all the damn time until I became the boss. Then it never happened again. Imagine that. Now, let's break down why. Okay, why I love these movies so much. Now, we're going to break down. Let's go with The Grinch That Stole Christmas. The original version. Come on, there ain't nothing better. It is amazingly well done. The Whoville looks amazing. The Grinch is amazing. And the little dog is way too much. In the original Grinch That Stole Christmas, one of the favorite parts to me is when the dog and he gets the dog up on the hill, and the dog and the sleigh finally starts jetting down, and he looks for the dog, and he looks under the sleigh, but he turns around and the dog waves at him. I think that is one of my most best parts of all. I think it's so cute. It's just funny because the dog swings around and then he lands down. There are so many cute things in that movie, and the colors are just fascinating. And when you're a kid, it really, it really kicks it in. And then we have White Christmas. That's my second go-to. I love White Christmas. It's original. Bing Crosby, come on. We have Bing Crosby. We have everybody in it. Danny Kaye, you name it, they're there. And it's a wonderful, beautiful movie. Yes, it's 3 hours long. Shut up, take it, and go with it, because it's a great, wonderful Christmas movie. The dancing in it, just everything about it makes it Christmas. You feel Christmas all through that. And then, like I said, my next go-to is usually Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer with Frosty the Snowman. I was a child laying on the floor watching these things, fascinated by Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I love his story. I love the fact it was so sad, and the abominable snowman wanted to whoop his ass and eat him up, right? Come on now. And then the dude, when he plucks all the teeth out, come on, give me a break. That is just way too much, and it's way too funny for a child, right? Now, and then we're also going to turn around and have Frosty the Snowman. Who doesn't love Frosty the Snowman? Starts off with the worst magician in the world. And then you're going to turn around and make a Frosty, and then he comes to life, and then he has to get to the North Pole where it's cold. Imagine that. Snow, having to stay frozen. Now, I guess to a child, we didn't even think about that. But then they came out with Home Alone. That just kicked everybody's ass. Who doesn't love Home Alone? It's a rarity for someone not to love it. You may not like it now after seeing it a billion frickin' times, but I love it. And I can watch it. There are certain movies at Christmas I can just watch over and over. Home Alone is one of them. I think it's so well done. I think they did such a magnificent job with it. I think that really carries the Christmas feeling of a kid, a family, how a kid feels. They did a good job. Then when they redid The Grinch That Stole Christmas with Jim Carrey, amazing. Come on. Who doesn't like that shit? He did such a great character in that. He played a great Grinch. And they did the same thing with the movie, which I like, when they put the dog on top when it was going to go and he's trying to hold it and everything. That was great. Then when the sled took off, that was amazing. Really well done. Good job. Kudos to the people. Now, Christmas Vacation. Who doesn't like Christmas Vacation? Dan Aykroyd played that shit. Not Chevy Chase, apologize. Played that shit to the max. He was amazing. Good Canadian, eh? You talk about funny. That shit, the things he does is amazing. Now, I found it funny because, especially when the lights, especially when the whole thing, come on, you got the lights, you got the neighborhood, and this guy is just pure nuts. You got to love it. The squirrel in the tree, everything is just awesome. Now, let's get to Jack Frost. If you've never seen Jack Frost, you really do. Michael Keaton plays an amazing movie with Jack Frost here. Jack Frost is cool. A guy goes and he gets, he's in a band, he gets an accident and he dies, but he comes back to his son as a snowman, Jack Frost. So therefore, it's kind of funny and a lot of good things happen in the movie. And that was a really good movie. Then we have the Cranks. Come on, who doesn't like Tim Allen, Jamie Lee Curtis? Such an amazing... Come on, Claire is coming home. We got to make sure everything is right. Such an amazing event, the way they did it. I love the fact when he goes up to the Christmas tree at the Boy Scouts and he comes home and stops the car. There ain't a frickin' speck of nothing on that tree. Amazing job with that. Made you laugh like hell with a lot of stuff. Really good job. Then we have Scrooged. Now, Scrooge, Bill Murray. And that was such a really good movie, too. We just got through watching that movie, and I really like it. Some of the stuff is so funny in it. It's just one of those things that's just kind of crazy and good, right? But who doesn't like these movies? It's once a year, people. 6 weeks of Christmas. Shut up, get over it, get through it. You know, my wife doesn't like all the decorations in the house. And I mean, I decorate everything from toe to frickin' toe. She doesn't like, says too much. Who's going to see it? I do. That's who sees it. Damn, how about that one? Merry Christmas to me. Now, the other movie I do like, which I didn't mention, but it's only because of a few funnies in it, is Snow Day, if you haven't seen that one. No school, no school, no school. I love that. It's just so funny whenever it came out. Now, favorite songs. I'm Dreaming of a White Christmas. Who doesn't like Bing Crosby with I'm Dreaming of a White Christmas? It's beautiful. It's soothing. You got a hot chocolate with the peppermint stick in it. You like yummy, yummy, yum the fuck yum. Cheers. Little Bailey's never hurt nobody. Now, we have a little bit of, okay, when you talk about I'm Dreaming of a White Christmas, but one of my favorite tunes by so many different people is That's What Christmas Means to Me. My favorite version is CeeLo Green. I think that's amazing. Jessica Simpson does it really super good. I like the way she does it. There are so many different stars. Debbie Gibson did a really good version. There are so many different versions, which I love about that song. I can listen to them over and over again. It's the same thing with Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. I have no earthly reason why Brenda Lee got me damn hooked. And I'd be like, the next thing you know, I'm dancing in my damn house. I'm rocking. I miss the old times of the old family. We just start bopping. And next thing you know, people start dancing and laughing. And then, see, we laugh and all that. We have a great, amazing time. I just miss the dancing part. That's all. I love to dance since I was a little child. I dance all the time. People couldn't stop me from dancing. Happy Feet Candace is what they used to call me, and I was a damn good dancer. That was in my younger days, many moons ago. I'm only kidding. I can still move and groove. Now, let's get to the next one. I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus. Jackson 5 did a great version. John Cougar Mellencamp did an amazing version. So I think that both of them are really good. And they both are really good. And I love those songs just because of the way it makes you feel. It's just fun. It just sounds like a funny song. Now, when I like to get a groove on or at a party and like to get some good tunes, I like Mariah Carey's Oh Santa. That's something that can kick it off. Or Walker Wood's Fancy Like Christmas. That shit just kicks off a party like stomp and go. And I like stuff like that. Now, All I Want for Christmas Is You. Mariah Carey did such a fabulous job with that one. And it's always been a hit ever since it came out. And why not? It is a great musical song. And it's great and it gets you in the mood for Christmas. Now, Sleigh Bells. I've always loved Sleigh Bells. I think it's by the Rundells. Yeah, I think so. But amazing. I've always loved that version. You know, the 1950, 60 version is just so nice and it's just so up and down. And then Have a Holly Jolly Christmas. I've always liked that. Don't know why. It sounds like I'm ready for hot chocolate, saying cheers, and go ice skating, go some sledding, do some good stuff, right? And then we have Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is an old classic. My first time ever listening to it, my father had an album from Gene Autry. And I remember listening to that. My father had all kinds of albums, man. He had a set from the Supremes, Diana Ross set from the Supremes. If I'd have kept that shit, woo! It was a book set, by the way. It was like in a cardboard container and everything. They had that shit on back then, and that was in the 60s. So I'm telling you what, that was really good. Then I like Santa Claus is Coming to Town. It's always been funny to me because if you're naughty, you're nice. Santa Claus is coming. And I always use that song with my children, grandchildren's, everybody, because it is kind of funny now. Now, we're going to break down some of the stuff of why do you think I like such of these movies and stuff like that. Well, you know what? I've always found it to be the happiest time of year. That is the only time of year I think we're almost out there. When you're out there, everybody is nice. Yes, people are busy and people are thinking, but overall, they smile a little bit. They're a little bit nicer. People are a little bit better. And that's what makes it really, really good. Now, That's why I really like it. I like it because it brings families together. My family is really tight, and we we have a group that is my family. And we have my immediate family, but we also have some folks that we have had in our family, around our family for the last 15 years. They're our family. I mean, I got two best friends that my kids think of them as uncles, because all my family's in the States. So it's not that I don't love them or miss them, but they just a little bit far away to me to go traveling 7, 8, 9 hours. It's not that I don't do it. I go do it once or twice a year, but it's a long ass way. That's all I got to say. Now, let's get to, do I have any Christmas books? Now, as a matter of fact, I do. I have a Christmas book right now that is being done on Audible. It's called Love and Snowflakes. There you go. It's done, actually. I have to re-audit it. They sent everything back to me, so I have to re-listen to it, make sure everything is how I feel it's done. The woman who is narrating it, Gloria Stokes, amazing. She's done such a superb job so far for me. She also did another book, Lost in the Maze of Paradise. Amazing. All right, let's get to the next segment. We already covered which one I watched first compared to with the others. Once again, we have to cover the stuff of, it's Christmas time, right? Did I ever have any regrets with Christmas? Only a couple. And it's not really regret. It was a decision. It was my decision, like I always tell you guys, right? And it was when I was younger. When I first decided to move to Florida, I was 18 years old. And those first 2 years were devastating for my family. And if anybody with a family that is tight can tell you, it is devastating when you leave your family. It is like heartbroken. You're pulled away. You don't know which way to go sometimes. And you just can't believe that this is your family and you're gone. And a phone call back then ain't like cell phones. Back in 1978 when I left, there ain't no damn cell phones. You know what I mean? You had to go to a phone and dial collect. My ass was a collect child. Hello, Father, collect. Will you take this call? And my dad be like, boy, why you calling me collect? What the hell you think you're doing? And I just laugh because I'd be like, hi, Dad, love you. But yeah, I was a collect boy. The best time I ever had my father at Christmas, I sent him a present for Christmas. And it was the first time that I got really good paid. So I sent him $200 for Christmas. Well, the man didn't cash the check for 4 or 5 weeks, and then it bounced. I laughed so hard, my dad said, I'll never take a check from you again, boy. You just ain't no good. And I just laughed so hard because I gave him the money. But it was just funny as anything to me that of all the times, of all the shit that happened. Now, you can always give me your feedback and thoughts, authorstephencandace@gmail.com. You can also reach me at www.authorstephencandace.com. You can give any kind of information. Go to my website, check out all my books, check out everything there. There is so much information there for anybody, to read and look at. Get to it, right? Now, this week we're going to have 2 recipes. I'm going to make it for Christmas for you guys. You guys ready? We're going to make a turkey and then we're going to make stuffing. Now, I cheat. I follow every recipe in the book. I used to be chef, naturally, as you guys know. So, let's go with turkey. Any size you want. You're going to thaw it out naturally. Get yourself a roasting pan. Put 1 inch of water. That's it. That's all you need, 1 inch of water. The bird's going to give out plenty of juice by the time it's done. Now, if you're going to use stuffing, make your stuffing first. Okay? If you're going to make stuffing that's nice and easy, you take your onions, celery, and then you're going to cook it into butter on the stove. You're going to make them transparent, and then you're going to add another 1/4 cup of butter to get it nice and liquidy. And then you're going to get a package of breadcrumbs. Okay, I use real bread, so I use about maybe 8 slices of bread, tear them all up or cut them up in squares. And then I go ahead and put that in a bowl, and I put my celery with my butter in the bowl. Then you're going to need some poultry seasoning, sage. So you're going to need a teaspoon of poultry seasoning, teaspoon of sage, a teaspoon of salt, a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. You're going to need an egg for inside the stuffing to moisten it up. So you got your butter in there and you got everything else in there. So now you're going to throw it in there. You're going to mix it all up nice and good. And then you're going to take that stuffing and then you're going to stuff it into your bird in that big ass hole. After you cleaned it out and rinsed it out, of course. Once you stuff that bird, I always take a little piece of foil and put it right over the foil just for the first 4 hours while it's cooking. And then when I do the last 45 minutes, I take off the top. My birds, I usually get a 20-pound bird, which means it takes about 4 hours, 5 hours on 350, and that's how it works. And then what I do is you have to, every half hour, take off the lid and baste the top of the bird. Okay, and then the last hour of the bird, you're going to take it and take off the lid so that it gets roasted on top. Nice and pretty, but you keep basting it every half hour. It's going to take about 4 or 5 hours, and it should come out pretty good. Now, things that make you go, You know, I was driving, and then I was with my granddaughter. She's 3 years old, or, almost 4. And, I was talking to my wife, and I said, I saw a deer on the way to work. And my granddaughter, after I hung up, she says, Papa. And I said, yeah, what's up? She says, how do you know the deer was going to work? I just looked in the rearview mirror, and I looked back, and I looked in the rearview mirror, and I had to chuckle because I was like a child. It's just so innocent, and just the way they say things. It was just amazing to me. Okay, we're going to talk about the older shit again that makes us all laugh. Now, we've all done this, and older people do it the best. How many times are you on your phone? I was on my phone with my sister, and I got really upset, and my wife asked me, why am I upset? I said, because I can't find my phone. My sister's laughing so hard on the other side, she's dying. Or the other time I was talking to my sister, the best part was I was cooking, literally cooking. So I was cooking while I was talking to her. I set the phone down for a second. I turn around and pick up and start talking to her, and I'm talking to the spatula. I laughed so hard, and so did she. We couldn't. That's older shit. Or here's a good one too. I'm sitting in my car picking up my granddaughter. I pull up to where I pick her up at. I shut the car off. I'm listening to music. My granddaughter gets in the car. I put the car in drive, press the gas, it's not going. I'm asking, why isn't my car going? Gotta love that shit. Older people do some funny shit that you just can't stop. I swear to God. And don't forget your pee pads, people. This week's quote of the week. You are never too old to start another goal or to dream another dream. You are never too old to start another goal or to dream another dream. Remember that, people, okay? Now, let's have a great week. Let's enjoy ourselves and have a good holiday season till next year. Happy New Year. Cheerios. Bailey's will hey, hi. Gotta love it. Now, let's relax over the holidays. You need to be stress-free. There's so much tension going on. Relax, grab a good book. Hopefully, it's one of mine. Now, you have a great day out there. Have a great holiday. We will talk to you next year. Now, I want to chat with you soon. Now, you guys have a great, wonderful holiday. And holla! Whoop! Like that one, eh? DCP Talks is out.